Her laughter still echoes in my mind. That sharp, glass-breaking kind of laughter that slices through a room and through whatever dignity you thought you had left. It happened at dinner. A long table, 3 of her friends, wine glasses reflecting the dim gold light. I was at the end of the table, silent, out of place, just a quiet accessory to her social performance. She leaned in, eyes bright, lips glistening. "Can you believe," she said, "he still doesn't have a job?" They laughed, all of them, and I smiled. I smiled because I had to, because anger is a language people notice, but silence slips under their skin. They talked about ambition, promotions, making it. They didn't know that the company they bragged about, every quarterly goal, every executive memo, every tedious project, was mine. That every decision, every paycheck, every late-night deadline originated from my signature. I sipped my wine, and I watched her pretend. That was the moment I stopped loving her. It didn't start with mockery. It started with distance. Late replies, new perfume, the way she'd tilt her phone screen away when messages appeared. Little things that built into something unignorable. I asked once, casually, "Rough day at work?" She smiled too quickly. "Yeah, just stress." I knew better. Her voice was different now, lighter when she spoke to certain people on the phone. She didn't realize I noticed how her pupils dilated when a name appeared on the screen. And the irony, the cruel symmetry, was that she was talking to someone from my company, a mid-level manager, one I had promoted myself 6 months earlier. I didn't confront her, not then. You don't confront a storm, you study its pattern. So I waited, I listened, I memorized her lies word by word. When she left her laptop open one night, I didn't go looking. The truth was already there, waiting for me like a body under clear water. Messages, threads, inside jokes, pictures. He told her I was boring. She told him I was trying. I closed the laptop and sat there in the dark, my reflection flickering on the black screen. Trying. That word stayed with me like a wound that refused to close. I began documenting everything. Quietly, precisely. The HR reports, the internal emails, the employee database, every digital trail that tied her lover to my payroll. Days turned into patterns, lunch breaks aligned with her absences, overtime hours with her unexplained girls' nights. It all mapped perfectly, like coordinates leading to betrayal. And yet I kept my face neutral, still the unemployed boyfriend, the man beneath her pity. Her friends would come over, laugh about work politics, discuss their bosses, me, without realizing who I was. I learned to enjoy it. The performance, the invisible power. At night, when she'd fall asleep beside me, I'd study her breathing. Calm, trusting. It fascinated me, how people could rest so peacefully while lying for a living. I made a few calls, quiet ones, moved a few names in the HR system. No ripples, not yet. Every chess game needs patience before checkmate. I wasn't angry anymore. I was curious. How far could she go before it all collapsed? The final piece came on a Monday morning, an internal audit report, one I had initiated under the guise of compliance. The manager, her man, was flagged for misconduct, favoritism, unauthorized expense claims, evidence clear as daylight. I reviewed the report in silence, my finger tracing over the numbers, the dates, the receipts. Each line a quiet confirmation of what I already knew. That night, I handed her the report. No explanation, just paper between us. "What's this?" she asked, frowning. I said nothing. She skimmed through it, her eyes scanning faster, her breathing changing. When she reached his name, she froze. Her lips parted, but no sound came out. "I thought you didn't have a job," she whispered. I met her eyes. I don't. Apparently, I own one. Her face drained of color. The silence between us became unbearable. She tried to speak, to explain, to reconstruct the reality she thought existed. But lies collapse fast when they meet precision. I stood up, adjusted my cuffs, and left her sitting there, hands trembling over the paper that spelled the end. The next morning I arrived at the office early. No one knew I was coming. No one ever does. The HR director was waiting in the boardroom. 2 termination letters, one for him, one for her friends who mocked me, sat neatly on the table. They had all violated conduct policies, entangled themselves in professional messes under my quiet watch. I signed each letter slowly, enjoying the sound of the pen dragging across the paper. By noon, the security guards escorted them out. Confusion, anger, denial, faces pale under fluorescent light. She was there too, standing in the lobby when they passed. Her eyes met mine across the glass. She understood instantly. I walked over, calm, composed. "This is what ambition looks like," I said softly, "just not the kind you imagined." She didn't reply. Her silence was finally useful. I didn't see her again after that. People always think revenge brings satisfaction. It doesn't. It brings clarity, a stillness. She texted once, something about regret, misunderstanding, just a mistake. I never replied. I sat in my office, the city lights reflected on the glass, thinking about that dinner night. The laughter, the mockery, the wine, all gone now. In the end, power isn't about control, it's about restraint, the ability to destroy and choosing silence instead. I looked down at the empty chair across from my desk, once hers. Then I turned off the light, walked away, and for the first time, she was the one without a job. Final line. She wanted to humiliate a man without power. Instead, she taught one how to use it.